'Tis the season to be jolly, the time of year to spend with friends and family, but at a 2-meter distance. Let's get into this Christmas spirit during the most wonderful time of the year. This is Venom on the Shelf 4, A Dozen Farewells.
Okay, now that I finished everything that I was going to do in 2020, it's time for me to start focusing on 2021. Oh, I still got 3 reaction videos that I need to finish. Probably gonna move on those. This seems way too long and it just... Hey Rob, what's up? You want me to sing the Venom on the Shelf theme song? I thought that was Percy's job. Wait, that was real? Oh, so Percy's actually dead? Oh, I liked Percy. Anyways, look, I'm really flattered, but I don't think that I'm the right person to sing the song. I mean, like, yes, I know I've been doing all of the songs for you lately, but I just don't feel like... Yes, I do enjoy doing them. Yes, I do have an outfit for it. Okay, fine, I'll do it. Are you happy now? Yeah, of course you are. Alright, I'll talk to you later. Here goes. Okay, I'm ready. On the first day of Venom on the Shelf, Rob gave to me a crazy Schwarzenegger.
Hello and welcome to the 4th annual Venom on the Shelf, celebrating the 12 days of Christmas. Now, when you think about Christmas, don't you think of this guy?
Yippee-ki-yay.
All right, everyone, chill.
Allow me to break the ice.
Hey! What the hell did you do to him, man?
I did nothing. The pavement was his enemy. I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
Of course you do! The concept of Jingle All the Way was inspired by the ridiculous commercialised hype of the fast-selling toys the Cabbage Patch Kids and the Power Rangers, which genuinely did contain violence amongst shoppers. I can believe it. I mean, here's a clip of real footage from my store of customers actually fighting over reduced stock.
I actually can't believe this. I actually cannot believe this.
Yeah.
Just a sick world we live in, sick people.
Writer Randy Cronfield came up with the original draft after seeing his in-laws go to a toy store in Santa Monica first thing in the morning to get their son a new Power Ranger. Chris Columbus was a producer on the film, and although he missed the buzz for the aforementioned toys, he did sense the struggle when he tried to get a Buzz Lightyear action figure once Toy Story came out. Due to this, Columbus rewrote the script, which was then picked up by 20th Century Fox. He admitted he was always attracted to the more dark side of the happiest holiday of the year. Alright Ebenezer, calm down.
Oh, don't say that.
So he deliberately mocked the commercialization of Christmas as well. Brian Levant was picked to direct, believing he understood the comedy of the film and was very animated and excited to get on board. The story that was important to me was between the father and son. It's a story about love and a father's journey to deliver it in the form of a Turbo Man doll. The fact that I got to design a toy line and do the commercials and make pajamas and comic books was fun for me as a filmmaker. But at its root, the movie's about something really sweet. It's about love and building a better family. I think that's consistent with everything I've done. You made Problem Child 2!
You have no idea.
Arnold Schwarzenegger was supposed to be in the Tim Burton Planet of the Apes movie and was unavailable for this, but that film was postponed, allowing him to quickly sign on for Jingle All the Way, and ironically Columbus was also a part of the Apes movie, but was now also more available. Arnold was excited for the film as he had experience in last-minute Christmas shopping himself, and he was also intrigued in playing an ordinary character in a family film for once. Ordinary is a bit of a stretch. I mean, I personally can't remember the last time I punched a reindeer in the face whilst breaking into my neighbour's house to steal their son's toy after fighting a warehouse of criminal Santa Clauses because I molested a child in a playground for a ball to collect a toy. Must have just slipped my mind.
You know it's all a ploy, don't you?
Initially, the studio wanted Joe Pesci to play Myron, a mailman that Arnold meets and sort of befriends along the way. But Pesci was only 5'3", while Arnold was 6'2". They decided to go for Sinbad as he was a similar height to Arnold. It was actually Schwarzenegger's agent who suggested him, but the producers weren't sure if he was right for the role as he was playing a villain, and they feared it could damage his clean, family-oriented comedy act and reputation. Though Sinbad felt the character would get the audience's sympathy rather than hate. Nah.
Oh, poor baby.
Sinbad actually missed his audition, however, as he had an appearance with Hillary Clinton and Sheryl Crow, but Columbus wanted him in the film so badly he waited for him to return. Sinbad believed he completely messed up his chances, but he was still given the part, and most of his dialogue was improvised, and therefore so were Arnold's responses. Filming began in Minnesota on April the 15th, 1996, lasting about 5 weeks, and it was actually the largest film production in that state's history at the time. The movie was shot in public a lot, and Arnold claimed that the locals were well behaved and cooperative. But the director found the shoot almost impossible, as the crowds would gather to watch them film, but they would be so big and noisy, especially during the mall scenes, that filming was incredibly difficult. The movie was actually incredibly rushed. Arnold was signed on in February, the movie was then shot in April, and they then only had 6.5 months to promote and merchandise the film, whereas normally it would be a whole year. It was even believed that the movie was only made to sell Turbo Man toys. Columbus denied this claim, however, stating that only around 200,000 were being made, which is nothing compared to other films that year, such as Space Jam or 101 Dalmatians. Ironically, this movie actually came out during the craze of Tickle Me Elmo, which mimicked the Turbo Man fad in the movie as shoppers fought to get one. Jingle All the Way was released on November the 22nd, 1996, and critics weren't particularly kind, finding it cheesy, more like a television sitcom, lacking plot, and just further promoting the commercialization of Christmas. But furthermore, 2 years later, Murray Hill Publishing sued the studio for $150,000, believing that they had stolen a screenplay they had purchased from high school teacher Brian Webster called Could This Be Christmas? They claimed that the script had 36 similarities, including plot, dialogue, and even characters' names. Bob Laurel was the president of Murray Hill at the time, and he had bought this script in 1993 and sent it to Fox and other studios the next year, but received no response. And now, he actually won the lawsuit. In 2001, Fox were found guilty of stealing this idea and had to pay $19 million to Murray Hill Publishing. Sadly, however, Bob Laurel passed away not long after the decision was reached, and he didn't receive any of the money. Though in 2004, a judge suddenly decided that the lawsuit was null and void and they didn't steal anything. They claimed that Fox had bought the Jingle All the Way script before anyone there had even had the chance to read Could This Be Christmas? A likely story.
Shut up!
Oh, and 18 years later, the movie got a dog shit sequel, Jingle All the Way 2, with none of the original cast coming back, instead starring Larry the Cable Guy and WWE wrestler Santino Marella. Don't watch it. This is Jingle All the Way! So the movie opens up with a rejected episode of the Power Rangers. Seriously, I know it was intentional, but they don't even try to hide it. And it's not even like it's a good knockoff of the Power Rangers. And it's been watched by none other than Jake Lloyd. No, he ruined our childhoods. Take him away. Well, actually, no. Now he's in a mental facility and we completely ruined his life. But hey, he deserved it, right?
Hey, Jamie, why don't you go upstairs and change, hon? It's almost time to leave.
But Dad's not home yet.
He's pretending to be a governor somewhere. So Arnold plays a guy called Howard, the cliche, neglectful, workaholic father. Great, keep doing this, I love it! But he's gonna miss his son Jamie's karate class due to work. It's not even like it's his boss making him late, he just stays and works for some reason. It's his own fault, the bellend. And that's when we meet his annoying neighbour Ted, and you may recognise his voice from somewhere.
I had some extra lights in the garage, and since you didn't put up any yourself, I thought, what the heck? Why not spread a little Christmas cheer around the neighborhood?
I'm Troy McClure. You may remember me from such movies as Cry Yuma and Here Comes the Coast Guard.
So Ted is there for the karate class, and all these women hit on him for some reason.
Ted, I baked you some cookies. you know, to thank you for fixing my screen door.
Well, thanks, Judy.
1, 2, 3.
Ted, I was wondering if you'd mind taking a look at my porch light. It just doesn't seem to be working, and you being such a handyman.
Sure, I've got just the tool for the job.
Why? Why do they all want him? I don't get it. Oh well, Jamie somehow moves up to the next rank. I mean, he's not kicking correctly and his fist clearly isn't even balled up properly, but sure, what a great karate expert. Meanwhile, Howard is trying desperately to make it there in time, even cutting traffic before he's pulled over by a cop. The guy has to test if he's drunk, but he is such a dick about it.
Recite the alphabet.
A, B, C.
Backwards.
Motherfucker, I can't even do that sober. But man, I can't help but think, haven't I seen this exact same scene before? Well, yes. Yes, I have. It's in Hook. It's the exact same goddamn scene!
I didn't make it.
No! He returns home to see that Ted is decorating his house because he desperately wants to impress and pork his wife, Liz. But Jamie is hurt and refuses to talk to his father.
Jamie, stop! Listen, it was not my fault.
So whose was it?
What do you think, Jamie? How about this, huh?
Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! Whoa.
This man went from this...
Sweetheart, we're married.
Consider that a divorce.
...to this.
Oh, yeah!
How the mighty have fallen.
I've done something really stupid today, huh?
Well, yeah, but it made a lot of money, so who really cares? So Howard apologises and promises to make it up to him by buying him the new Turbo Man action figure that he wants so much. Nothing brings families together quite like superficial personalities.
Which reminds me, you got the doll, right?
The doll.
Yeah. The Turbo Man doll. I asked you to pick one up 2 weeks ago.
What? So we're supposed to believe weeks ago Liz tells Howard we need to get this Turbo Man for Jamie. And Howard is such a useless dad he completely forgot, and on this day Jamie says, I want a new Turbo Man, and Howard acts like he's never heard this before, now he has to run and get one. No!
Howard, it's Christmas Eve. You can't be going to the office.
I have to pick up the DOLL.
Jamie can spell, you know. He's clearly shown reading a damn comic book! Oh well, they plan to go to some annual Christmas Eve parade, but he has to rush off to the office real quick.
Dad, you can't miss it. It's gonna be really cool.
I won't miss it. I'll be there. I promise.
Bit creepy. So Howard heads out where Ted has brought a reindeer for his son, but he isn't too fond of Arnold.
Reindeer are usually such gentle animals. There must be something about you he doesn't like.
Something about unfaithful marriages just seems to turn him off. So Howard heads to a toy store where he meets a crowd and... Sinbad is there. Look, I actually like Sinbad, but this attempt at comedy is just... painful.
See, I had to shop late because it's the busiest time of year for me. All these important Christmas letters that people send to folks they don't even talk to but once a year. Not to mention relatives sending presents they're gonna have to send back anyway. How many toiletry kits does a man need? How about these little stupid letters from kids to Santa at the North Pole? Dear Santa, could you send me a bike and a slinky? No, your father's been laid off. They spend billions of dollars on TV advertisement, and then they sit there and use subliminal messages to suck your children's minds out. And I know what I'm talking about because I went to junior college for a semester and I studied psychology, so I'm right in there. I know what's going on. And then they sit there and make a kid feel like garbage if you, the father who's working 24/7, delivering mail so you make an alimony payment to a woman that slept with everybody at the post office but me.
So Howard asks for a doll, but he becomes a laughing stock now that they're impossible to find on such short notice, and chaos ensues.
Sorry, buddy.
Give me this.
Arnold Schwarzenegger! You went from this...
Now get your carcass below.
Get yours.
...to this! Yeah! What's going on? So Howard finds this lady who looks really familiar, but I couldn't find out who she was on IMDb, but I'm sure the comments will tell me. And thank God I read my comments.
How touching.
But he buys her shopping only to realise that it's not actually Turbo Man.
Booster. I don't want Booster.
This must be how Robin feels.
Hey, lady! Hey, Hornet! Wait!
I want to do another Terminator!
Look at you. It's Christmas Eve and you're slaving over a hot stove. Is this the mom of the year or what?
It's no big deal, really.
And modest, too. Liz, looks like you could use a little you time. Why don't you go upstairs, take a shower? I'll keep an eye on the boys, finish up with the cookies.
Oh, no.
Go on. You deserve it.
Dude, this guy is so creepy! What the hell?
Oh, well, okay, but, you know, listen...
Why the hell does she even continue to be his friend? He's clearly trying to get her to cheat on her husband, and she still keeps him around. She is clearly encouraging this behaviour. So Howard calls, but Ted gets on the line and... Okay, I don't even care. This is hilarious.
Ted, I need to speak to Liz. Could you get...
Oh, Howard, excuse me, but your wife's cookies are out of this world.
What Who told you you can eat my cookies?
I'm just helping Liz out a little in the kitchen. She's making up a storm here.
Ted, I need to speak to my wife. So could you get her on the phone, please?
I think she's in the shower, Howard. Do you want me to go check?
No! I mean, no, that's fine. On your way out, just tell her I will be a few minutes late, but you shouldn't worry.
Oh, she won't worry. I mean, I'm here and... Oh, these cookies! I gotta get the recipe from Liz.
Put that cookie down! Now!
One of the greatest lines in movie history. But great, Sinbad's back. He asks to join forces, but Howard turns him down.
I was thinking about that brouhaha at the toy store. I'm thinking maybe, you know, we could join up as a team. You know, like Starsky and Hutch, like Johnny Quest and Haji, man. Like Bonnie and Clyde, like Ike and Tina. Well, maybe not Ike and Tina because she left. But maybe we could do it. Search and destroy. Divide and conquer. Me and you, man. What do you say? I was good enough to talk to line, but I'm not good enough to be in your team. See, that's racism.
Okay, that line was funny. But they overhear about Turbo Man's sale and rush off. But Howard gets caught up as he drives into a cop's bike, and it just so happens to be the exact same cop who pulled him over the night before. What are the chances?
No problem whatsoever.
So there's a contest to win a Turbo Man doll. All you have to do is collect a ball and enter a draw. Man, where are all these people's families? I mean, I work in retail and Christmas Eve is usually dead in the store. Do none of these people have homes?
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Okay, this is the perfect song for the scene. This is actually really clever.
I got it! Here we go.
He got two! He got two!
Get the mailman!
This movie has so many bad quotables, it's amazing. But Howard's ball bounces for an insane amount of time before it lands in the lap of a child. And Howard literally chases him through an entire play area and then assaults him before the parents intervene. Ah, hero, neglectful father, motorbike vandalizer and child abuser.
You just think of everything, don't you?
But then Jim Belushi, Santa here, offers him a chance to get the doll. But I'm sorry, I know this is just a dumb comedy and it's supposed to be goofy, but Arnold's acting here is atrocious.
Forget it, Tony. This guy doesn't want our help. Oh, wait a minute, guys. We're all businessmen. Sure, we can work out some sort of an agreement.
Yeah, I can't defend that. So Arnold Schwarzenegger drives Santa Claus and his elf to an undisclosed location. Yeah. And he sees their secret hideout.
He's the little boy that Santa Claus forgot. And goodness knows he didn't want a lot. He sent a note to Santa for some soldiers and a drum. It broke his little heart to find that Santa hadn't come. In the street he envies all those lucky boys. then wanders home to last year's broken toys.
Please.
I'm so sorry for that laddie.
I'm just so glad they spent the time on this. Doesn't it accomplish so much?
There it is.
That'll be $300.
Dollars?
No, chocolate kisses. Yes, dollars.
I can't believe this. Whatever happened to your lofty ideals, huh?
I love how in movies, characters just always seem to have a spare $300 cash in their pocket. Someone asks me to buy them a sandwich and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can manage that, let me check. But it turns out that the doll is just a fake, cheap knockoff. Howard isn't too pleased, so a big fight ensues, one of which is Vern Troyer, and another is WWE wrestler The Big Show. What am I even watching? Arnold Schwarzenegger is fighting a gang of criminal Santas. And then the police raid it. Look at this! What is going on? I don't even care, I love it!
I have no idea what's going on, but I am excited.
And to add to Howard's long list of criminal offences, he now imitates a police officer to escape. He then runs out of gas on a bridge. Who ever lets the fuel run out that much? But he's Arnold Schwarzenegger, so he just pushes the car all the way home.
You're an amazing man, Ted. I wish every husband were more like you.
Why does every woman want him?
What's the reindeer's name?
I named him Ted, after my dad.
Your dad is so cool.
No, he's not! So Jamie is jealous before his dad calls him up.
Hello?
Jamie, how are you doing, old buddy?
Hi, Dad. I knew you'd call.
I knew you'd suck at acting too.
Let me talk to your mother.
You can't.
Why not?
She's next door petting Ted.
She's what?
Okay, that was funny. So Jamie wants to see his dad, but he snaps at him, so he yells back. Man, we just saw Liz going to follow Jamie inside. What the hell's taking her so long? So Howard heads to a diner depressed, and Sinbad shows up. Great, that's only going to make things worse.
I remember one Christmas I wanted this one special toy. Johnny 7 OMA gun. Remember those, don't you?
No.
I still remember the commercial like it was yesterday. Two kids playing out in the backyard. Johnny and Peter, enemies sighted. Roger there, open fire. And then Johnny would whip out his Johnny 7 OMA one-man army gun. 7 guns in one. Count them. 1 is a grenade launcher. 2 is an anti-armor gun. 3 is an anti-tank gun. I see you, buddy. 4 is a rifle. 5 is a Tommy gun. 6 is an anti-aircraft gun. And just in case somebody survived, 7 was a cat firing pistol.
But Howard fears that Jamie's going to grow up like Sinbad and his determination returns, just as a conveniently timed ad appears on the radio to win a Turbo Man doll. They just need to ring up and name every reindeer. But Sinbad sabotages Howard's attempts before they decide to run to the studio themselves and somehow beat anyone who's going to call up in the meantime. Howard even breaks it! Dude, how many laws is this dude going to break just for a fucking toy? Oh hey, it's the guy from Sabrina the Teenage Witch. But it turns out the ad was only for a gift certificate. But Sinbad threatens them both with a bomb, but it turns out to be fake. The cops soon show up, including the exact same cop again, leading to Sinbad threatening them with another bomb. They are using the exact same joke twice in less than 2 minutes. I don't understand.
We've been duped. This is nothing but a harmless Christmas package.
That was really a bomb?
Okay, that was hilarious.
How many years in the bomb squad?
And they killed it. It is funny how this is all set in one day, and everything that could possibly go wrong, goes wrong. Howard's car is wrecked and gets towed before he returns home to see Ted putting the star on top of his tree. Why does Liz keep him around? And as if he wasn't a big enough criminal already, he then breaks into Ted's house to steal Turbo Man from his son. What the hell's the matter with you? This is the hero?
Good tidings for Christmas and a happy new year. Now bring us some figgy pudding. Now bring us some figgy pudding. Now bring us some figgy pudding.
Take the hint! Why are you still friends with him? But only now does Howard realise that he's being a dickhead before being chased by the reindeer. Okay, this is so ridiculous, I love it. Of course he gets caught and Liz refuses to hear him out and heads to the parade without him.
Ted, would you drive us?
Of course.
Why do you encourage him? He's worse than your husband.
You can't bench press your way out of this one.
Oh, shut up. She's not gonna fuck you, bro.
You picked the wrong day.
Arnold Schwarzenegger just punched a reindeer in the face. What's not to love? So Howard mopes around for a bit, getting Rudolph drunk before realising, hey, I'm being a bitch. Let me go and get my son back.
It's time I start keeping my promises.
Took you this long to realise?
Oh, this is awesome! Come on! Yeah!
Really? Cat in the Hat is worth a high five?
You're like a lost and frightened foal. I can see it in your eyes. Don't worry. Ted's here.
Now, cheat on your husband with me.
You deserve better, Lizzie.
Lizzie?
Someone you can talk to. A shoulder to cry on.
Dude, this is practically attempted rape! In a kids movie, what's going on?
It's useless, Liz. We can't hide our feelings any longer.
Feelings?
You know, Liz, I don't have to tell you. I'm a very eligible bachelor. There are lots of women who would give anything to be in your position right now.
Why? So Howard shows up just in time to see Ted hitting on his woman before bumping into the exact same cop again! Dude, how small is this city? Oh well, Liz knocks out Ted and leaves. About time, you weirdo.
This man is totally insane.
So Howard hides out in a warehouse to escape the cop, but they think he's the parade guy and, refusing to let him talk, dresses him up as Turbo Man.
Where the hell have you been? Jeez, I've been sweating like a dog in a Chinese restaurant.
This is cool.
How would she even explain this to Ted's son? Hey, kiddo, knocked out your dad. What? Why? You trying to grab my food? But Howard even has the chance to pick out a kid in the crowd to win a free Turbo Man action figure. Gee, I wonder who's gonna choose. Surely they would have passed Jamie by now. I mean, the float has been moving for quite some time. Oh, now it's stopped.
Jamie! He knows my name.
How the fuck doesn't he recognise the voice? He even goes up to him and he doesn't recognise his face either. It's not like he's your average Joe who could just blend in with the rest of the group. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger. But Sinbad shows up dressed as the villain. How did he know that Howard would get there and then in turn dress up like Turbo Man? And then how did he know where the bad guy was going to be to steal his clothes? You know what? I don't care. It's dumb, but it's still charming. I don't care how cheesy it is.
Come on, Myron. You're taking this too far.
Coming from you! How many laws have you broken today?
Hey, buddy! This ain't the way we rehearsed it!
You know what? Nobody likes you, Booster.
Oh, wow!
Okay, that was funny. Fuck Booster. So they basically reenact the scene from the opening and... yeah, I actually really like it. It's fun, it's goofy, it's cheesy, but it's completely self-aware and all intentional. Liz then realises that it's not part of the show as Howard starts fighting off the minions, but Sinbad chases Jamie away. They even run onto a rooftop. Why is Jamie literally risking his entire life for a fucking doll? In a few years, you'll be destroying every single one you own, you little shit. Calm down. But Howard uses his jetpack, which, yes, somehow works.
Let us pray.
Okay, that was funny. Wow, he's got a broken neck now, at least.
I got you, kid.
Jesus Christ, why is nobody doing anything?
Use your turbo ring!
And also, I'm hanging on for dear life!
Victory is mine! B-I-C-C all
Wow. There's still a child with his life literally hanging in the balance up there, just so you know. But it's okay, Howard now suddenly has completely perfect control of the jetpack and manages to save the day.
Thanks, Turbo Man. I knew you'd save me.
I knew we'd both suck at acting.
You can always count on me.
Except for never. So he returns Jamie to his mum, who also somehow doesn't recognise him.
How do you know all that?
Well, who would know better than me?
Dad? Howard?
Well, I'm sorry, son. Now we have to take the doll back because you clearly broke the rules. You can't just pick your own son. So the cop gives the doll back, but then spots Arnold. At least he recognises him. Simba gets arrested. Jamie gives him the doll for his son. Aw, just forget all of his crimes. It's okay. He only wanted to please his son.
This is gonna make my son really happy. I'm sorry about that little tension we had on the roof up there.
Hey, it's cool.
I'm sorry I tried to brutally murder you. And then for a cliffhanger that never gets touched upon, that night Howard puts the star on the tree.
Everything that you went through today for Jamie really shows how much you love him. And if you're willing to go through all of that for him just for a present, well, that makes me wonder.
What?
What did you get me?
Accurate. And that was Jingle All the Way. It's dumb, it's cheesy, it's ridiculous. And I love it! Weirdly, the director claimed it was all about father and son and family and love, and I disagree. To me, all of that stuff doesn't work. I can't get behind the family stuff because Howard is such an awful person and that part of the story is just arse. But the rest is so over the top, so ridiculous, so goofy and funny, and it knows it's over the top, ridiculous, goofy and funny. It doesn't take itself too seriously and it works really well. It perfectly shows the commercialism of Christmas and how crazy people get, and it's definitely one to watch this time of year. Ah, Christmas time for the final time.